Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a journal to share with you today. This is one that I have created. I'm going to be putting this up for sale on my Instagram channel. I will link my handle down below. I'm Menders78 over there. If you are interested in this journal, you can leave a comment here on YouTube, or you can put a comment over on Instagram. I just wanted to do this video so I could kind of talk more about the specifics of this journal. It's just a little bit easier to do that here than in an Instagram reel. Until I can get my Etsy shop opened up. This just seems like the best way to handle this for now. So anyway, this journal is made from, the covers are made from vintage bingo boards, and you can kind of see it's still got some of the ink and people's handwriting on the front, which is super fun. And then I created a little cluster here with some Tim Holtz ephemera. And then it's a tab bound journal, so it's got 5 signatures. They're tab bound here with some Tim Holtz fabric tape. This journal measures roughly 5.5 by 6 3/4. The spine is about 1 1/4 1.5 inches, somewhere in there, and there are roughly 160 writing surfaces on here, depending on how you want to count them, but each of the 5 signatures has 8 sheets or 16 pages in it, so which gives you 32 sides to write on. So there's a variety of Tim Holtz paper, some vintage paper, some vintage items. So I thought I would just kind of go through and flip through and kind of show you some of the items that are in here. I also will be including a few little extras for you for this journal so that you can kind of decorate up some of the pages how you want. I did some minimal decoration in this one. It's just got a lot of writing space for you, but also that just gives you the freedom to kind of to decorate it how you want to. So each one of the 5 signatures has a this is a Tim Holtz paper, the backdrop papers. On the outside, it's just a good heavyweight paper, so it helped it to be able to bind really well. And then on the inside here, I have some vintage ledger. This is a vintage postcard. I don't see a date on that one, but that's a vintage postcard. There's some vintage book paper. This is just a map. And then I have like a paper bag in here, and I just added some fabric along the edge. And then this is actually some scrapbook paper that's made to look like music paper. And then I added a little frame here, and this Tim Holtz wallpaper to decorate there. And then you have this area to write. This is some other scrapbook paper that kind of is designed to look like a ledger. This is some vintage maps, and then some vintage music paper. And then on this side, I created a little tuck spot for this vintage postcard, and you can see it's 1 cent stamp on there, and the date on here is 1917. So I thought that was just a lot of fun. It was a fun find. I actually got that in one of my subscriptions from A House of Books. I will put my affiliate link for them down below. This is some scrapbook paper. Again, it's just the back sides of those. And then here, I just had a paper doily that I added. And then I have a Tim Holtz journaling card just kind of tucked in there. And there's the back side of that paper, and the ledger, and then the back side of that Tim Holtz paper, so that it makes up the first signature. And then moving into the second signature, most of the papers are the same. They might be in a different order, but the kind of paper that's included is the same. So I did use a vintage library pocket here, and I glued it down so that you could add something here into the side if you wanted to, like a little tuck spot. And then of course you can use the ledger paper for writing. The back side of this page as well. This is another one of the Tim Holtz wallpapers, and some more vintage map paper. And then on some of these, I folded it back and glued it down just to give it a little bit more strength on the edges so that it wouldn't tear. And then here's another paper bag. This one I just added some lace trim on there, and then some more matte paper, and then another vintage little postcard in there. And then on this side, there's another vintage image here, and a map. This one I think you could use as, you could tuck something in there if you wanted to. I left that one as a pocket. And this is kind of just the back side of that signature. And then this is the third signature on here. This is just a pocket that I created. This is just a coffee dyed. And then in here I have an altered playing card that has some journaling space on the back. vintage ledger paper. Again, another of the Tim Holtz wallpapers. And then here's just a journaling card that I created, or a tag that I have just tucked in this lace. I'm just using that lace kind of as a pocket there. And then some more of that matte paper. Again, I have another Tim Holtz piece tucked in there, just a journaling card. Just trying to go through this kind of quickly because all of the pages, the types of papers are really just the same. And you can see I haven't added a ton of decoration. I have a few things here and there, but I really wanted to leave a lot of room for writing and a lot of room for you to kind of decorate this up, you know, how you would want to. So I created a little pocket here for this tag. This has one of the Tim Holtz people on there, and just another way to add some writing space. I have a journaling card. This was actually, this is not a vintage piece. This is from Your Creative Studio. And then I just made a little pocket out of that, and it has a tag that you can use here. You could certainly write on that if you wanted to as well. And then the vintage ledger. And then this fourth signature in the front here. I have another vintage image, like postcard. And then the ledger, again, this is just a coffee dyed tag that I created with a little dangle on here, and just have it clipped on this page, so you can certainly move it around if you wanted it on a different page. This is some seam binding up here tied on the top, and then I have just some fabric trim along the edge of that one. And then just some Tim Holtz ephemera here. And then there's this map that I created a pocket, and some more Tim Holtz journaling cards tucked in there. The vintage paper. And then this is actually a vintage piece as well. This came in one of my subscriptions for my House of Books, but I added this Tim Holtz collage square here to kind of act as a closure. I included a little clip on here just because I thought it's cute, but it's not actually functioning, but you could certainly clip this closed. But this will just give a lot of writing space, especially if you have some thoughts or notes or prayers or whatever that you want to kind of keep private. You can certainly do that. And then that little ephemera piece just holds everything closed. And like I said, you could certainly use that clip to do that if you wanted to as well. I thought it was cute on there, so you could certainly move that somewhere else also if you wanted to. So then that's the back side of that paper, and another Tim Holtz wallpaper there. And that's the end of the fourth signature. So then the last signature, again, all the same types of paper in here, but it just has a few different pieces of like Tim Holtz ephemera or whatever. Here's another journaling card that's just tucked in there. And then another, this is actually a Tim Holtz piece as well. This is a Tim Holtz journaling card that I just glued down as a pocket. And then I have another journaling card just tucked in there. This is that paper bag. And I just have some lace trim on the edge of that. Just a little piece here to kind of decorate that up just a little bit. And the hymnal paper. And then this scrapbook paper that you can use just for a lot of good writing space. And I created a pocket out of this paper, and I have a little library card tucked in there. And then on this map, I went ahead and just glued down another one of those Tim Holtz wallpaper pieces. And I believe that is it. So like I said, over 150 writing surfaces in here. There's just a lot of room, and the spine will will be able to kind of grow as you're adding things in there. That's why I didn't really decorate it too much, so I didn't want it to kind of alligator out too much. It will just grow as you're working in it. But anyway, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate any kind of feedback that you have for me regarding these journals. And if you're here, I thank you for hanging out, because I know I'm posting a lot of these journals lately. I'm trying to save up for a trip I'm going on, so I wanted to get some of these journals for sale, and it's just been something that I've been wanting to do, is get these out there for sale. And I don't have my Etsy set up yet, so this just seems the best way to do that. So anyway, saying all that to say, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Any feedback you want to leave would be very much appreciated. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.